Hello Pisces, welcome to this reading. My name is Zane and we are going to be taking a look at the current energy for the sign of Pisces for the week of June 13th. Now Pisces, do keep in mind that this is a general reading, so take the messages as they resonate, drop the ones that do not, and also check out your sun, moon, and rising signs. I do not offer personal readings and I will not send you a message on any platform. So do not get scammed. Let's go ahead and see what we have here for you, Pisces. Now I am using the Golden Art Nouveau Tarot as well as the Spirit Song Tarot. There are links to both of these decks in the description below. I also ask that you hit the like button and subscribe, as it really does help my channel grow in a big way. All right, let's go ahead and see what we have here for you, Pisces. We'll make sure everything's in view. I think that's looking just about good enough to me. Go ahead and also put this right here. And all right, also take 3 of these Spirit Song tarot cards to clarify as we go along. Put this up here. All right, Pisces. So we see your energy here heavily showing up in the High Priestess here in the past. Some of you have been putting yourself first. Some of you have been showing up for yourself in a way. Some of you have been, I think, listening to the needs, listening to your needs. Listening to what your intuition is guiding you to do. And I do think that some of you have listened. I think some of you have listened to that intuition and you've taken the guidance that has come from within. And I think that you're using this as a way to propel yourself forward. You have an incredible 2-card future here showing up on this reading. Of course, we always go through and we get more cards to clarify the initial 5 cards here, but you have definitely something incredible here showing up in the future for you. One of the better future 2 cards I've seen this week. And so let's just dive into this a little bit more here now. In the overall situation, you have this 6 of Swords. Okay, so the 6 of Swords is really a card of transition, taking a leap into a new direction, going to a new place. Really this idea of kind of sailing away from the pain, sailing away from the loss of the 5 of Swords. In this case, you're sailing away from the 8 of Swords, even though the 8 of Swords is in the future. In this case, this is what we're talking about, okay? What I mean by the 8 of Swords comes after the 6 of Swords in the timeline of the tarot, but in your reading here, the 8 of Swords is in the past. It's not in the future, right? Okay, hopefully you're with me. But the 6 of Swords here, you're moving away from some type of, I feel like, indecision. Pisces, I feel like some of you are moving away from some type of situation where there was just maybe a lack of understanding, a lack of potentially, it's almost like some of you may have been second guessing yourself, okay? And I think some of you are transitioning away from that type of energy, and you're moving into something much better. So in the past here, you have this 8 of Swords and the High Priestess. So the 8 of Swords is what I'm talking about. The 8 of Swords is somebody who is sort of blindfolded to their situation. You can see the blindfold symbolism. There are a few cards in the tarot that have the blindfold symbolism. And it's really just this idea of not being able to see the road ahead. In this case, the reason that they can't see the road ahead is because they are trapped in their thoughts. Each one of these swords represents a thought. And so this talks about potentially you placing self-limiting beliefs or having self-limiting beliefs, you know, in your life, or placing limitations on yourself, but through the mental, kind of through the lens of your mental space, you are placing limitations on yourself. And this can come forward when you really feel trapped in a scenario here. The thing is, the positive side of the 8 of Swords is that nobody else is doing this to you, at least according to the 8 of Swords card. You are able to easily get yourself out of this situation. It's just a matter of connecting, in this case, to your intuition, because you have this High Priestess here. I always like to say that I believe that the High Priestess is closely associated with Pisces. If you look up the definition of the High Priestess, they'll associate it with the moon, and they'll associate, or it's associated with the moon, and the moon is associated with Pisces, but I actually like to interchange those. I've always done that. or I like to flip those around, or I think they can be interchangeable, whatever, you get what I'm saying here. But the High Priestess for me is the Pisces energy. The reason being is the High Priestess is the way shower. It is the person who is extremely intuitive, like you, Pisces. You have a gift for intuition. You have a gift for diving deep within yourself. And that is what the High Priestess can bring about for you. You are being shown the way, and this is not somebody else showing you the way. This is your intuition showing you the way out of this situation. Okay, your intuition is acting as a way shower, and in turn, you are becoming a way shower if you're not already. Do you understand? And so again, I feel like there's something guiding you forward here, and I think it's you are guiding yourself forward here, of course, is what I'm saying. And you have this energy of being guided forward here with the Six of Swords. Now, in the future, we have the Ten of Cups and the Nine of Pentacles here. So the Ten of Cups is really this huge outburst of happiness. It is a windfall of happiness. You can see the family here dancing, celebrating, realizing that they have like an idyllic life here. They own this house, they own the farm, and there's obviously this rainbow. They've reached the last cup in the rainbow, and they have kind of achieved success in one's life. And for them, success looks not just like having a house or owning a fancy car. For them, success looks like happiness. It looks like happiness within a family unit, or just happiness generally. So it is a major sign of abundance because of the themes of the home in the background, the family, so forth and so on. But it is just more about this sort of like euphoric period of time. And you have the Nine of Pentacles with it as well, which is really financial independence. Okay, and so for some of you here, or it's just independence generally, you can see that there is this fruit on the bush, and there are also pentacles growing. The fruit represents sustainability, the ability to keep yourself sustained, and then also the pentacles here represents that you have the ability to provide for yourself just generally in life. This person has nice clothing, they have their animal friend with them, they have really everything that they could want in life. And it's really a nice energy of not needing to rely on other people to find meaning or anything like that. It's a true message of independence. So you have happiness and independence here, major signs of abundance showing up in the future. This is because you've worked through this imprisonment here, this situation here that only you could have worked through anyway. So let's move up the pyramid. So you have the Tower. Yeah, there's something happened here in the past. You have the Queen of Pentacles. You have the Devil. And you have the you have the Hanged Man. Okay, so bigger energies for sure coming in here, with 3 of these 4 cards being major arcanas. Okay, so in the past, for you, there's been this sort of feeling that the world's sort of closing in, or there's been this sort of dramatic moment, maybe even, with the Tower in the past here, and the Eight of Swords. The thing is, this is behind you because this is showing up in the past position. The other thing is the Tower really represents a blessing in disguise in one's life because it's a way out of this tower. This is also a theme around imprisonment. Interestingly enough, the Tower is also a theme around imprisonment because they're living in a house of cards. You can see here on the Tower, there are no doors on this tower. There's no way to get out of this house of cards that these people are falling from. And so who wants to live in a situation where they feel trapped? So what I feel like saying is there's been like a major message of being trapped here in the past for you. And you, I feel like, have really figured this out for yourself. Like, I feel like some of you have done the hard work to get out. You have the Devil energy as well, which is interesting. This is different, but the Devil it is associated with entrapment, like from another person or in a relationship. Those are 2 different things, being trapped mentally here and entrapment. And so those are 2 different things, but it is interesting that came into my mind as I saw that Devil card. The thing is, the Devil card is really a card of our shadows. And we all have shadows to work through in this life. You have the Hanging Man as well, which is this energy of needing to let go, needing to start free falling from they're kind of hanging on to this post here. They really need to start free falling and embrace a change and allow the universe to guide them to where they need to go. You have the Queen of Pentacles as well, which is really the other major financial independence card. Queen of Pentacles, Nine of Pentacles, both cards indicating with extreme financial success or extreme financial independence in one's life. Budgeting, planning, preparing, showing up for yourself, making the right moves financially and in terms of, for yourself. So it's like there is this interesting thing where you've really had to let go of something, whatever situation you've been trapped in here. You've really had to let go of this, and as a result, it's like you get this. You're standing in this Nine of Pentacles, Queen of Pentacles energy as you've really let go. Let's see what else we have here. Let's go ahead and take these 3 cards from the Spirit Song Tarot. Okay, so you have Ace of Acorns, which is the Ace of Wands. I like to see that. You have the 8 of Feathers, which is the 8 of Swords. So we have the 8 of Swords twice. And you have the Traveler, which is the Fool. So creative force, confidence from the Ace of Wands. Ace of Wands is the best card if you're looking to physically start something, particularly a side hustle or a business. It's incredible energy for that. You have this Ace of Swords, again, courage and solutions. I do like that this tarot deck is so positive because the 8 of Swords is a very challenging card, but it does say that, the best way through this mental imprisonment or this sort of challenge that you've put yourself in mentally is to have courage and knowing that the solutions are available to you. With the 8 of Swords, even if you can't see it. You have this Traveler as well, which is the Fool, adventure, and potential. The Fool is the most powerful card in the tarot for me, even more powerful than the Sun. The reason being is it starts off all of the tarot. It starts off the hero's journey or the Fool's journey or the Traveler's journey through the major arcana. And yeah, there is a lot of potential here on the board for sure. It's coming though after you've let go, after you found a solution to this 8 of Swords situation. Let's see what else we have here. So you have the 9 of Swords, you have the Death card, and you have the Ace of Cups. So what I love here, I always like when there is the Hanging Man and the Death card in a tarot reading. Okay, this illustrates the reason why the Death card is not a negative energy. Okay, this is a misconception in tarot. The Death card is actually exactly what the Hanging Man needs. Okay, the Hanging Man is holding on to something too tightly. They're holding on to whatever, they're holding on to their post here. And what they need to do is embrace number 12, Hangman, embrace number 13, the Death card. Number 13, the Death card, is a transformation. It is Scorpio energy. This person cannot get to the world, which is, the Hanged Man cannot get to the world, which is the last of the major arcana, without going through a transformation. The thing is, transformations can be a little bit scary, they can be a little bit challenging, but they're ultimately necessary. And this is what's happening here with this double 8 of Swords. And now we also see this 9 of Swords showing up, which is also this person's in the middle of having a nightmare. Some of you have been going through a major situation, maybe involving anxiety or stress, fear, any of those situations with the 8 of Swords, the Tower, and the 9 of Swords. There's no question about it. Again, you guiding your way through this, though, with the High Priestess and the 6 of Swords energy, for sure, having the courage to find a solution to this here. You have this Ace of Cups showing up in the future. The Ace of Cups is an incredibly good card. The Ace of Cups is, so first of all, we have double aces here with the Ace of Wands and the Ace of Cups, which is always a good sign of a new beginning in one's life. But the Ace of Cups is really some type of new beginning leading to happiness, or some type of happiness leading to a new beginning. It can, of course, signify the start of a relationship, but it doesn't always need to be this. And, for some of you, the relationship situation here is not as in focus in this reading as some other themes. And so there may just be a new beginning that makes you extremely happy in your life showing up here. Let's continue forward. Yeah, you have the 9 of Cups and you have the 2 of Pentacles. You know that there's change here coming. With the Death card and the 2 of Pentacles here, it's like the 2 of Pentacles, this person's sort of juggling or fluctuating their wealth. Okay, money is sort of going in and out, but they are also weighing options and decisions on how to potentially use their wealth, or weighing an option, weighing whether they should take option A or take option B in their life generally. You have this Nine of Cups as well, which, the Nine of Cups is the fulfillment of a wish. It's one of the happiest cards to find, along with the Ten of Cups. We don't have the Sun here, but the Nine of Cups, Ten of Cups, Sun, that's like major happiness. Plus you have the Ace of Cups as well. So you have this wish fulfillment here. After, it's like a wish coming through in the dark. After you've been in the dark here with the Eight of Swords, Nine of Swords, Tower, and the Nine of Cups, you have a wish that's coming into your life here. At the top of the pyramid, you have the Temperance card. Okay, Temperance card is really an amazing energy of balance, patience, and moderation. I also wanted to point this out here to you. 12, 13, 14, and then we have 15, 16, which is interesting. That almost never happens. But your when that does happen, situations are progressing in your life. Situations are moving forward. Situations are moving ahead in your life. And the Temperance card at the top is a really nice energy to find. You can see that they're dipping their toe here in the healing water. And, it can bring about healing as well. It can bring about an important person or an important situation into your life after you have balanced something out in your own life. At the bottom of the deck, you have the Ten of Swords. It was reversed, which is interesting, Ten of Swords reverse can indicate actual recovery. But the Ten of Swords is just an ending in one's life. It can be a challenging ending, but it is an ending nonetheless. And it does say that there's new hope on the horizon after you have sort of gone through a sort of dark night of the soul, which I think is absolutely potentially something that Pisces are going through right now with 8, 9, 10 of Swords, the Tower, the Devil. But again, you're getting a new beginning here for sure with double aces and the Fool showing up here. So thank you so much for being here. If you enjoyed this, hit that like button, subscribe. Really appreciate you. I will see you in the next reading.